On this episode of Making the Movie, it's Britney Spears' film debut, Crossroads.
I've always, had that on my mind to do a movie.
Ride along with Britney on her first road trip.
The story's basically about the girls and this amazing road trip that they take.
See what happens on the journey.
It's probably the first moment when she really starts to really like him.
And get the inside scoop on her first big screen kiss.
I decided to play a joke on Brit.
This is like the most intimate moment of the movie. I could have killed him.
Plus the MTV premiere of I Love Rock and Roll from Britney Spears' film debut, Crossroads.
The story's about three girls. They're best friends when they're younger, and they drift apart. They go through high school, and they all go in different directions. At their high school graduation, they meet up again. They do not like each other at all. They're totally different personalities. They do not click. One of the girls, Mimi, who's like, the heart of the group, she pulls us together, and she's like, can we please, just please go on this road trip together? So the story's basically about the girls and this amazing road trip that they take and just finding themselves and, pursuing their dreams and just figuring themselves out.
I was brought the project by Ann Carley, the producer, who's a very good friend of mine, and I knew that she was looking at it as kind of like a vehicle project for Britney. I was in the middle of negotiating for another film, and Ann said, before you say no, will you just go meet her? And I was like, yeah, I'll go meet Britney Spears. Like, who in their right mind wouldn't just have a meeting with her? And she was exactly, I don't want to say the opposite of the person that I thought she could be, but I just thought she was the coolest girl and totally loved her and thought she was really like a really smart 19-year-old girl.
She is so just like believed in me since the start, and she's always been there for me.
And she was funny, she was nice. She was like a real person. She didn't take herself too seriously, and she looked like she would be a lot of fun to work with.
Oh my gosh, I have so much respect for her, and I admire her so much. All this chaos and confusion is always going around. She's always on point. She knows what she's gonna do next. There's so many small things that, details that they have to think about, and she's always on top of it and just very calm. She has her stuff together.
It was very important, even with the limited time that we had with Britney in the beginning in the casting period, we made sure that she was with the girls. It was like putting together a band where each person really had to mix.
Lucy is the valedictorian. She's a dork. She keeps to herself, But the thing I do like about her is she's very strong. That's why I wanted to play her.
I play the role of Ben, who's a musician, kind of without direction, who has spent some time behind bars and sort of reevaluating what he wants his life to be like. I guess like everyone else in the film.
Mimi's a tough girl. She sees kind of past the small town they're living in, and she kind of motivates all these girls to get up and go do something with our lives, almost like she dreams of bigger and better things besides this small town.
Kit is very, a southern girl, just very delicate and fragile.
Kit is the prom queen. She's just very into herself, very little conceited, but she's really sweet.
It was kind of this fun thing of trying to find the right mom and dad, and with the dad we wanted somebody that would be stern but that also would have a heart of gold, because it would just be too one-dimensional if he was just like Mr. Hard, guy.
The guy, Pete, is definitely overprotective, for sure, and he's got her in that rigid channel, and that's, she's going to go to medical school, and that's it, and this is what they have dreamed for.
And we started mentioning names of very famous ladies to Britney, and, she was very involved also in the casting. When we said Kim Cattrall, she was just like, oh my God, I love Sex and the City. That's my favorite show. All my girlfriends and I watch it.
I play Lucy's mom. I left my relationship with her dad, who's played by Dan Aykroyd, when Lucy was 3 years old. I have a new life in Arizona. I'm remarried, and I have two boys, 10 and 7, and they are my life. And I have not told my husband that I had this former husband or this former daughter. And it really is a threat to my life when she comes to the front door because I have just totally cut that out.
I really feel that I'm only as good as all the people that surround me, and so to really put great people around me helps everybody elevate. And I was really lucky on this film. I was surrounded by amazingly talented people.
We're all headed out to LA for very different reasons.
Mimi, who knows me, asks to hitch a ride. I'm like, sure, whatever. And not really knowing what I'm getting into.
You know, I knew him a little bit from hanging from the trailer park, and he was going out there, so I was like, can I come? Why not, you know, company.
But then this beautiful girl shows up, and we hit the road.
Other girls don't realize that I have this whole dark past and that I was in jail. They go along with her and decide to get in the car with me and only realize after 500 miles into the trip that I'm an ex-con.
When we're doing all those car things, I'm in like a truck with all the equipment, following them with all the cameras and the lights, and they're on their own in the car with walkie-talkies, and they never would listen to me.
The camera was on a moving truck in front of the car, and I was driving. We were driving through this tiny little town in Louisiana, and we hadn't really notified anybody that this was happening, so people are slowly catching on that Britney Spears is in a movie and it's being filmed in our town. And all of a sudden, there's a stray puppy on the road.
Taryn, close the door.
And Taryn ran out and grabbed the dog. The camera truck took off.
Let's get back to base camp. Can you have somebody stay back?
And we took a wrong turn somewhere. So all of a sudden, I'm driving around with Britney Spears and a stray dog. And people are looking, and people are starting to show up. And I'm like, and her security is nowhere to be found. And they're freaking out, I know.
Here you go.
Up next on Making the Movie, fists start to fly on the set.
We were there, and they just started going at it.
But in the end, will everyone kiss and make up?
We kissed a lot in this movie. It's tough work.
Plus, the MTV premiere of I Love Rock and Roll from Britney Spears' film debut, Crossroads.
Shooting the fighting scene with the girls, that was pretty intense.
It was great because we become really good friends at this point, so we were like really excited to film this scene. It was like the highly anticipated scene for her and I. You know, the car breaks down and we don't have any money and we're basically in the middle of nowhere. And she's just looking in her mirror like, totally making sure she looks good, and she just starts making comments to me, and by the time she calls me trailer trash, I'm just up in her face saying, what? And then it just breaks out.
What? I can't help it if everyone thinks you're trailer trash. Please. Guys, stop it.
We were just wondering like how far we could like push each other and really go there.
Stop it. Knock it off. Don't touch me.
You didn't want anybody to get hurt, and yet you wanted it to feel real, and so in a sense you kind of had to have the girls really start swinging at each other, so that got pretty intense.
It was a little weird at first because they went for it. We were there, and they just started going at it.
She was funny breaking us up. She definitely had to break it up.
I'm so sick and tired of you bitching and fighting every damn second of the day. I left my job. My father doesn't even want to talk to me. All because we opened up some freaking box we buried 10 years ago. I'm stuck here with you two. Would you just shut up?
Good, and cut. Very nice, girls.
Afterwards, it was so funny because they're like, I'm sorry, did I hurt you? I'm so sorry.
After every take, we'd hug. Sorry, I'm sorry.
That was a funny scene. That was a funny scene.
Lucy also has this hidden talent as a poet, and she's always writing in a journal, never shows anybody. And at one point, she finally throws caution to the wind and says, okay, yeah, look at this poem I've been working on.
And so she reads him her stuff, and then he's really into it. It's probably the first moment where they really make a connection, and she really starts to really like him.
More of a like that.
Action.
Okay, what are you always writing in there?
Just stuff. Poems mostly.
Can I hear one?
You don't want to hear one. trust me.
No, I do, really.
Okay. Ben is the rugged, like, bad boy. And I think that the thing that makes Lucy so attracted to him is because they're so opposite, you know. She's just Miss Goody Two-Shoes, and he's just like, oh, he makes her melt. All I need is time, just a moment that's mine. And while I'm in between, I'm not a girl.
One of the things that's interesting about the romance in this movie, it's a gradual process where these two people really get to know each other. And it's really based on, okay, I'm at this point in my life, you're at this point in your life. I can learn from you and you can learn from me. So let's take this step together.
What's wrong? Cut. Good. That was perfect.
With Kim Cattrall, you know, it was just like this crazy thing where, you know, we had this list of all these very famous actresses that really wanted to do the movie.
I'm a really big fan of Sex and the City. I love that show. I needed someone to play my mom, and a lot of people say that she resembles me a little bit. We asked her to do it, and she was like, sure. So I was like, okay, cool.
I thought, hey, if you're gonna play somebody's mom, why not play hers? She's so dynamic and wonderful. Lucy's journey is really about finding her mom.
I go there and I'm so excited to see my mom. You know, I think she's just gonna, you know, take me in.
Hey, Mark.
Can I help you? It's me, Mama. Lucy.
Come in. It's a very dramatic point in the film of her finding out that her quest is basically futile because her mom is not going to put her arms around her and say, come and live with me.
If you tell her you're gonna go here, I'm gonna go, you know, so that I see your face on camera saying it, so you're not doing it in a... Okay. Yeah.
All right, here we go.
Action! Would you like some juice?
I go and it's just, whoa, what happened, you know? I'm just devastated.
Lucy, wait.
She's pushing her away for her own survival. My family's important to me. I hope you won't want to interfere with that. Even though our relationship is not what she wants it to be, there is some resolution and she can go on.
Great, cut. That's a cut. That's lovely.
The greatest thing as a seasoned actress is to see somebody just starting out.
I just love the whole process of, you know, making movies, and it's just so much fun. When you're on camera and you're acting, it's like you can sit there and do it so many different ways and play with it. You know, the environment is a lot more laid back, which was a lot of fun.
That takes a lot of courage because she could just sit back and say, hey, you know, I'm a music person and that's what I do. But she's challenging it, and that's wonderful.
I love singing on stage. That's my, you know, but if I had to do a video or a movie, definitely.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
I want to stay longer.
Oh, I'm gonna have to come visit you guys on your set.
Are you kidding?
I would love that.
There'd be a riot.
Well, it came time for Britt and I to do our first kissing scene. So I decided to play a joke on Britt.
And I guess Anson had put a bunch of garlic in his mouth right before that scene where they kiss at the piano.
All I need is time, a moment that is mine. So this like this most intimate moment of the movie, and I'm sitting there and it's like complete silence, and I'm singing I'm Not a Girl. Then all of a sudden I sit down and I'm supposed to kiss him, and he's got garlic in his mouth. I could have killed him, seriously.
And when she was done, like she like turned and was like, oh my God, you guys. He just, you know.
Finally I was like, please go brush your teeth. This is disgusting, please.
Yeah, it was pretty nasty. Was a kissing scene with Britney Spears difficult? That's your question? No?
Up next on Making the Movie, get a look at some of the off-screen fun.
I love making the movie, but I've had more fun making my friends.
And see Britney's karaoke debut.
I sing I Love Rock and Roll.
Stay tuned for this exclusive scene from Britney Spears' film debut, Crossroads.
all really, really different, but when we're together, we just connected.
I love making the movie, but I've had more fun making my friends, you know, making friends with Zoe and Taryn and Anson. They've just been wonderful.
Brain fart, just say it.
The moment like me and Britney just shook hands, I was like, we only shook hands on the first day, then the second day it was always like a hug and a kiss and everything. We just clicked, all three of us.
Happy. We just ended up talking all the time and hanging, and Anson too was awesome. We all just kind of fit right in.
We had an absolute blast. We had a real good time.
I'm sorry, you all right? Can't say that, right?
You can tell that they had a lot of fun making the film. You can see that chemistry.
To be honest with you, I have never had such a good time. It was really sad when we came to the end of the shoot.
Well, this is the scene where we go to a bar and we decide to do karaoke.
Our car breaks down, so we have to perform, and we got to make some cash fast. Lucy saves the day because I looked at the audience and I couldn't do it. I couldn't hang.
She was really scared.
Ever since we were really young, every time we wanted something to get done, we would always vote that Lucy would do it.
So then they're like, go, and I'm like, no, 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 and they push me off, and then I'm like, okay, I'm just stuck there.
So maybe like in the first verse, I'm like very timid.
Very timid on the first verse.
And then a little bit, like
First chorus.
in the first chorus, I start smiling.
Yeah.
And then we're a little bit more relaxed, and then I get on this thing and I start working it over
Yeah,
here.
yeah.
Like that stuff, like
Yeah, and then you
whatever.
come over there and work it, and then we go back to the front with it. And you guys are trying to get lively and trying to win this contest, okay? So it's like all about winning at that point.
Okay, so are we ready here? Okay, roll sound.
Hey everybody, this is the world premiere of the scene where I sing I Love Rock and Roll from my film Crossroads.
In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And now the MTV premiere of I Love Rock and Roll from Britney Spears' film debut, Crossroads.